You are now listening to the Where's the Line podcast with Joseph West and Britt Dillard. Enjoy the show.
Milton gonna take a shot wide open and just strutting in is Keaton. Joe Milton does it again.
Borgie again on a blitz. Levis pocket collapses. He's on the run. He just heaves it up. And it's intercepted by Vanderbilt. And let the celebration begin. The streak is over at 26. The Commodores win it.
Talk about Vanderbilt football. All I gotta say, and you're going to hell. Bye.
Another edition of Where's the Line? It is Wednesday, August 28th. This is episode number 134. Britt Dillard, Joseph West. How are you today, brother?
I'm fantastic, Britt. We have made it through Wednesday, basically. I mean, it's 7 p.m. at this point. We've made it through the day. There is just Thursday and Friday. That's it. You've got boys. Lock in, women. If you're listening, lock in. We've got Thursday, Friday football. That's what matters. Listen, it's time to lock in, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it's time to lock in. I had my girlfriend the other day ask me, she asked me this question. This is how dedicated you should be. She said, Joseph, I know how much you love Vanderbilt, but if they lose on Saturday, don't be acting a fool. And let me tell you this. They've been my team for 23 years, okay? Since I've been breathing, I've been thinking about black and gold. I've been thinking about the Commodores. If they lose, I will be pissed. If they win, it's going to be the greatest Saturday I've had in a long time, okay? It's go doors. It's football time. Let's go. Britt, how are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah. If they lose, you either need to leave or go put on some like catcher's gear or something.
You probably
I would suggest
leave. Angry. I would also suggest leaving at times.
If you're listening to this podcast the day it comes out, you've got Thursday, Friday football, like Joseph said. If you're listening to this 2 days after it comes out, you've got 1 day, and then it's football. If you're listening to this 2 days after it comes out, you've got football.
It's football.
If you're listening to this 3 days after, you missed it.
Yeah, you missed us. You missed us somehow. I wouldn't even know how you would do that. How could you be that bad at listening to Where's the Line? Could not be me. Let me also say this, though. We do get some football tomorrow night as well. Okay, I know Missouri plays like Murray State or something. I don't even know who they play, somebody like that. And then there's a couple other games on, so I'm going to watch some football tomorrow. I'm sure Britt is as well. Even if it's some crappy teams, I don't even care what the score is. I'm going to be watching. I love football. So we got some football here. But listen, all those other teams, Missouri, Florida, freaking Michigan, Ohio State, I don't care about you. We don't care about y'all. We don't care about y'all. This podcast is about our teams. We talking Vols, we talking Doors, okay? We'll start with the Vols. Britt, y'all take on UT Chat?
Yep.
I don't think there's a ton to like break down about this game. If you ask me, if you're breaking down this game, you're wasting your time in a point. I mean, you just kind of are. So, Britt, I'll let you start it, though.
Yeah, Tennessee's taking on UTC Saturday, currently sitting at minus 38.5 on DraftKings. This is less of a breakdown game and more of a what do you want to see? What are Tennessee fans looking for?
What's the keys to the game? I mean, can I get some keys to the game here?
The keys, I don't know. I don't know about the keys. And kind of like the Vols and the Commodores, I'm a little bit rusty coming into week one. We got to knock all the rust off going into week one. But I do have things that I need to see. I need to confirm some of these feelings that I have for the Vols. I need them to confirm them for me. So
Okay.
let's get them pulled up here. We're prepared. 5 things I need to see to be a happy boy on Saturday. Number 1, improvement in the secondary. New revamped secondary, new cast of characters. Willie Martinez has been working with them. I'm interested to see who the starters are. I'm interested to see what the rotation is, if there is one. Secondary improvement is number 1. Number 2, I'm interested to see the wide receiver rotation. It's a crowded room. Haven't really seen much rotation in the past from Josh Heupel, so interested to see what that looks like there. Also, the running back rotation, number 3, kind of also not as crowded, but you've got it's not as certain as it has been in the past. You've got Dylan Sampson and then just kind of the rest of the guys there. Number 4, what I need to see is a dominant defensive line. I've been beating the drum all offseason about Tennessee's defensive line, and I don't want to be made a fool. I need to see dominance there. Number 5, Nico. I need to see him be good. I need to see him be very good, actually. And number 6, honorable mention. I need to see Tennessee's offense fast again. Make Tennessee fast again. We didn't have the fast offense last year. I look to get back to that this year.
Britt, great job. Listen, when it comes to this game, first of all, first key of the game is first key of being gay is what I was trying to say. No, the first key to the game, because I can't talk. Harrison Davis is gonna love that one. Shout out Harry. First key to the game is, listen, when you're playing a team like this, you don't want nobody to get hurt. You don't need James Pierce going down. You don't need Nico going down. You don't need Squirrel White going down. I don't even know if he's projected to. Is he still projected to beat out Mike Matthews in the slot?
Oh yeah, Mike Matthews has been hurt all fall.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure no progressions had happened. You don't need Squirrel White to get hurt. You don't need really anybody to get hurt, but for sure one of the stars on either side of the ball. So stay healthy is key 1. Key 2, Chase. I do not know how to say his last name, but I'm gonna say Art. It is like ARTOPEOUS or something like that. It's crazy. That is the quarterback of the Mocs, the UT Chattanooga Moccasins. So anyways, last year he threw for 2,600 yards, 20 touchdowns, but he got hurt. He missed like 3 games. So he was balling. He's returning back to lead the offense. Like Britt said about me and him, week 1 pod, knocking the rust off. Chase, our boy Chase Art, he's going to have to knock some rust off. But dude threw for 2,600 yards, 20 touchdowns last year in less than a full season. I'd say that's pretty good, especially when you're at UT Chat. So I'm going to say contain him defensively. Don't let this dude get in a rhythm. You're Tennessee, okay? You shouldn't
Secondary needs a challenge.
You shouldn't be letting Chase Art get in a rhythm. Also, third key was don't look bad. It's going to be so easy to look really good in this game for Tennessee's defense. I know things can happen offensively, drop balls where you look bad and have bad series, but Tennessee's defense should be relatively easy to look good in this game. Don't go out there and crap the bed and fumble. Like Britt should be saying how great the secondary look next week. He should be 100%, no doubt. They just don't have that many playmakers on this team. So don't look super bad. Don't make Britt Diller come on this podcast and say, I'm worried about the secondary. If he's saying that, I don't know what Tennessee's defense is going to be. That would be my 3 keys there. Big win by Tennessee. Score prediction, 48-3 UT, obviously.
Yeah, I was thinking what score I would be happy with. I need Tennessee to score at least 42. Less than 42 doesn't look good. And I don't want UTC to score more than 10. Maybe a late touchdown, an early field goal, maybe a late touchdown. But 42-10 is at least what I need.
Okay.
Then you're 1-0.
I respect that.
1-0.
Hey, you can't go 12-0 if you don't start week 1 or if you played week 0.
Yeah.
So
and
you gotta win. You gotta win game 1.
Easy road here for Tennessee to go 1-0. It's nice to have that cupcake at number 1.
Has like a little preseason.
Yeah.
Like
Knock the rust off.
Yep.
Looking a little bit west, not so much the case for Vanderbilt. You've got a Power 4 ACC team coming in with a lot of buzz. And I came on here last week and said they were gay, but as I listened throughout the week to people that know what they're talking about, they expect Virginia Tech to take a step this year. So
They really do. They really do.
Yeah.
Start with the storyline. I mean, the storyline of what this game is. I haven't really got into it on this podcast. Not a lot of people are going to care. Vanderbilt fans are going to care. The 3 or 4 of y'all
care.
that listen. Brent Pry is the head coach of Virginia Tech. He coached at Vanderbilt, was the defensive coordinator with James Franklin, went with James Franklin to Penn State, and then got the head coaching job at Virginia Tech. Man, Brent Pry is a great coach. Virginia Tech is ranked 52 in the talent composite. Vanderbilt is 50. So we are 2 spots ahead of them. But Virginia Tech is very well coached. And like Britt said, not to slander Britt at all, but he said he started listening to people that know what they're talking about. When you get in depth with people with college football, they like Virginia Tech this year. They really like Virginia Tech. Off pod, I questioned Britt last week. I was like, how do you think we're going to beat Virginia Tech but lose to South Carolina? Because I personally think South Carolina will be second to only maybe Mississippi State or Arkansas that's worse than them. I think South Carolina is going to be very bad. But we'll see. But how we were going to beat Virginia Tech but then lose to them. But yeah, it's I think Virginia Tech is going to be a really solid football team. I don't think they're unbeatable though. I think Vanderbilt lines up relatively well with them. They've got a game record on defense who we'll talk about, and they've got a really good playmaking quarterback who I'm sure me and Britt will both talk about as well. So, Britt, I'm really excited to hear what you have about this game, just to see how much you dove into this Doors game. Britt, what do you got for me?
Digging into this Doors game, I think, like you said, the talent is pretty even. But this Vanderbilt team still has there's just a ton of unknowns. It's really just a new offense and a new defense coming in, personnel wise, coaching wise, just a lot of questions that will be
Britt,
what
do you care if I ask a question off of that?
Yeah.
Really quick, and I want to hear the rest of what you have to say, but I just wanted to piggyback off of that. What do you think that is like? How big of an advantage? You know, you hear people talk about off-season advantages a lot. How big of an advantage is it that Virginia Tech hasn't seen a snap of this offense before? They have no film. They can watch Diego Pavia film for sure to prepare for how he looks and what he does. He likes to get outside of the pocket and play backyard football. I call him the great value Johnny Manziel. If you haven't heard me say that, he's great value Johnny Manziel. But anyways, Britt, what kind of advantage is that? Do you think it's a big one that they don't have a snap of film really on either side of the football, like you just said? Do you think it's blown out of proportion, or do you really think it's a big advantage?
I don't think it's blown too far out of proportion. I think it's a big advantage, especially in the first half, that first few drives, especially when there's scripted plays and the other team also just hasn't seen it on film. They're just not used to seeing it from Vanderbilt. So I do think it is an advantage. I think they'll be able to make some adjustments at halftime, surely, like any team would be able to against any offense. But a lot of questions to be answered, and quite frankly, against Virginia Tech, they probably will be answered. I mean, it's not like you're playing a cupcake. You're not playing a dominant like a Georgia or Alabama. It's just a solid middle of the road team that is a challenge. So
yeah. I think
Vandy. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I think that this game and the Kentucky game, you'll look back at the season and you'll point at those 2 games and say, these were the turning points or these were the disasters. Like those 2 games, I think are going to make and break your whole season. I've said that the offseason. Virginia Tech, you've got to start out good here. A competitive game is not enough. A close loss is not enough. A missed field goal late is not enough. I don't care what the outcome is or how it happens. It's got to be a win. It is simple, Clark. You've got to have the boys ready. Listen, behind me, I've changed my background picture because the grass is greener where you water it, and we've been watering it. We've been watering. NIL stepped up. Clark took over the defense because that's his thing. I mean, it was a top 5 defensive coordinator. The defense should show up and show out week 1. Defense should show up and show out. I said I love the under in this game. I still do. I think Vanderbilt's defense is the real deal. I think people don't understand how good Clark Lee is. I still have faith in this man as a DC. He was such an elite defensive coordinator at Notre Dame that I just have to believe in his defense. Until he proves it to me, I don't believe in the offense. Opposite feelings, because he hasn't shown me anything offensively. But defensively, you've seen it. Britt, what do you think? What do you think here?
And that's fair to question the offense. I think that's completely fair. For me, not being the junkie that you are about Vanderbilt football, I don't know much about the talent of the team. I would assume it's improved from last year. I've been looking more into the mentality. And I talked to you a little bit
maybe
before.
Maybe Britt's found Diego Pavia.
Maybe so. But I was talking to you before the podcast about 2017 Vandy, who started 3-0 and became the meme with the Alabama your next game, whatever. But if you look at that team and the fan base starting 3-0 and beating a Kansas State team that wasn't necessarily a pushover that year, Vandy was ready to play anybody in the country.
Yeah.
In their mind they were. And so for Vandy this year, fake it till you make it. You're number one in the country till somebody beats you.
That's true.
I mean, you are.
See,
you are.
I almost take the opposite approach. I would say if you're Vanderbilt, you play into that, dude. Nobody is gonna think we're good. You play into that Kirby Smart. Have the boys playing so amped. People have you going 2-10. People think you're gonna lose to Georgia State, boys.
There's no pressure.
There is no pressure. Go out there and play like it doesn't matter, because it don't. If we suck, we suck. But dang it, please go out there and show me something innovative. Show me something new. Show me that you want to find ways to win the football game. I want Vanderbilt to be good at football, okay? I need us to be good at football. This team right here, they get like 50% of my time and 50% of my paycheck, okay? I love this team. All right, I need them to be good. Listen, defensively, simple. Keys. Here it is. Kyron Drones. Don't let this dude get all over the place. Do not let that dude get all over the place. The last thing I want to see is Kyron Drones running around like a crazy man making plays. I don't want to see that. Next thing I don't want to see. I do not want to see, I'm drawing a blank. I was trying to pull up their receiver's name. Is it Bradshaw? I can't remember. Well, they got a really good receiver. I keep trying to think of what his name is. Maybe I'll get him pulled up in just a second. But they got a really good receiver. They've got a really good rusher. And I'm trying to think of his name. Golly, I'm blanking. But anyways, they've got some great players. Don't let those guys beat you. Give help with a star rusher who was a great player for them last year. Don't let Kyron Drones get outside the box. Defense, stand up. Offense, do what you can. Diego Pavia mentality carry, maybe. Maybe he just plays like he's got that dog in him. Don't care, though, about anything else. I think this Vanderbilt team's got that dog in them. I think if they win this game, they're going to go to a bowl. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. I think you beat Virginia Tech. You play 5 teams worse than Virginia Tech after this. Go beat them. Really simple. I think you got a chance to go bowling. With all that being said, I'm taking the Doors 24-20. I just want to go ahead and get it out there. I'm taking Doors 24-20. I want it on here live.
It's live. Well, it's not. It's not live. But
Britt, they can say a lot about me, but they can't say I didn't believe. You know that they're not going to say that.
No, I have 3 keys as well.
Oh, let's go. I want to hear the keys.
Number 1, play good defense. That's key number 1. Number 2, play loose. You have nothing to lose. You're Vanderbilt. No one believes in you. Why would you be nervous? Just go out there and play. Play loose. Mix it up offensively. Whatever. Engage 8 every play. Mix it up. Play loose. Number 3, get the crowd involved early. You're debuting a largely new stadium. Game 1, Power 4 opponent at home. Get it rocking. Joseph, get it rocking.
Yeah. Section F will be, we have nicknamed Section F in First Bank Stadium the Junkyard. That's where all the dogs sit. Okay, that's where all the dogs are in Section F. Listen, I can't say enough about how much this game means. I'll be in Nashville around 6 a.m. So I'll be ready to go. I'll be ready to rock. real early. By the way, that receiver's name was Allie Jennings. Do not know why I could not think of that. Allie Jennings is back. Was ranked a top 10 returning wide receiver by Pro Football Focus. So dude's really good. Gonna have to play some good defense. Corners need to have a game. But yeah, I gotta go big Doors victory here. Big time Doors Vic.
Big Vic.
What do you think? What's your score prediction? I need it.
Oh gosh, man. I don't know. You put me on the spot. I didn't know we was going to talk about Vanderbilt in this podcast.
Oh, dude, that's on me.
If I take my heart out of it, I've got Vandy losing a bloodbath. And by a bloodbath, I mean like a rock fight. Like 17-13.
Ooh. That's a really good score prediction, I think. I think that's a really good score prediction.
Which would stink. But
that would stink, but I think we're going to be able to limit their offense like that. I really do.
So, hammer the under on the Vandy game. Speaking of hammering the under, Mr. Locksmith.
We're back.
Week 1 gambling.
Last year, so let me give my last year's recap. I did not have time to look into it for Britt. I did it last second today, so I only have my hits. So this is either going to make Britt look good or look bad. I don't know who hit more bets last year, but I can just tell you this. I hit on 58% of my bets for the second year in a row. So if you're betting with the Locksmith, you're winning money. But I'm telling you this right now, I'm taking it above 65% this year. I just feel like this is the year that I get locked in. Really simple.
I went 85% last year.
Did you really? No way.
No, I was definitely worse than you.
Oh, okay.
I think I may have been hovering around 50. Not great. And until I get the Tennessee first quarter overs to start, like they don't have them this week, but next week they'll have it. That's my bread and butter.
Okay.
But are you ready? Let's do it.
Hey, I've lost one of my picks apparently. I only had 4 written down here. So if you want to go first, at least give your first one and let me get a pick really quick.
Okay, I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Okay, number 1, I've got Tennessee minus 38.5 against UTC. Already touched on that. I think should hit that pretty easily. I have got Miami minus 2.5 in the swamp against Florida. Kind of nervous about this one. I think Florida sucks really bad. Miami, a lot of people are high on them. I'm not that high on them. One, because I don't know anything about them, but I do think Florida sucks bad enough that Miami will cover 2.5. To the Big Ten, Iowa versus Illinois State, under 41 points. Take the under there. Virginia Tech, Vanderbilt, under 48 points. And Colorado versus North Dakota State, give me the over 60.5 points. That's my favorite bet of the week. Over 60.5 in the Colorado game.
Okay. Is that lock of the week there? Is that lock of the week for you?
That's the lock of the week.
Lock of the week there. Here's my 5. Really simple here. So, got in on these 2 yesterday, so the line has moved. I got on 2 of these 3 days ago, 1 of them 2 days ago. So, but anyways, so you'll have to move it around, but I just parlayed it right now, and you can still get, with the boost, plus 13.28 on DraftKings. They're giving you a 50% 4 legs or more. So $10 wins you $142.80. But anyways, here it is, boys. Vanderbilt under 52.5. Once again, I got on that 3 days ago. So you're going to have to go to alternate spread if you want to find it now, because it's going to be 48.5 or whatever Britt took. I got it
at 48 this morning.
He got it at 48 this morning. So if you want to find out when you're going to have to go to alt, same thing on the spread. I got Vanderbilt at plus 14.5, 2 touchdowns. That extra point is really important to me. I do not think Vanderbilt loses this game by more than 2 scores. A model that I followed last year a lot in college football has Vanderbilt -5 in this game. I'm not saying we win outright, but I do think we keep it close. Vanderbilt plus 14.5. Next one, another line. It's down by 2 points now. You'll have to go to alt. Kent State plus 28.5. They are playing Pitt. Pitt is not that good. That line is blown out of proportion. Josh Pate really likes that game at Kent State plus 4 touchdowns, and so do I. The next game, I've got Tennessee and UT Chat at over 52.5. Over 52.5 there. And then I've got last game, Colorado -7.5 against North Dakota. And that is all of them.
Sorry, I was out of commission there for a second. Am I echoing?
No, you're not. You're fine.
Oh, I am on my end. Did you have a lock of the week there after Tennessee?
Did you hear my last bet? After Tennessee
No.
over, it was Colorado -7.5 against North Dakota there.
It's kind of an
North
interesting
Dakota
game.
State. It is. It is an interesting game. So $10 wins 142.80. My lock of the week is Vanderbilt plus 14.5. It's my heart. I just don't think we lose by that much to this team. I believe in it. Vanderbilt plus 14.5. Also, Britt, tell them what to do. You know what I'm about to tell them. You know what I'm about
Sprinkle
to
the
tell
money
them.
line.
Sprinkle the money line, baby. The model believes in doors -5. One model I really like. I put on us. I'll tell you what. I give you an extra pick. This don't go against me here, but it's an extra pick. I put together last week. I put together under 53.5 and Vanderbilt money line. $20 pays $2.20. It was under. I don't even think you can get under 53.5 anymore. But if you can take the alternate spread that high, do it. That and Vanderbilt money line, 20 wins you $2.20. Believe in that. It's going to be a big weekend for the locksmith. I just feel it coming. Also,
Yeah, big weekend for the locksmith. Big weekend around college football.
very true. I also bet the score that I predicted, 24-20. I believe in that score so much, I put $2 on the exact score to win 262. So when the Doors win exactly like I say they are going to, it's going to be a big day for your boy.
Big day. Other games across the country, Georgia and Clemson.
Yep. Bet that game. Bet Georgia. -13.5. That's a steal.
Another big game at Kyle Field, Notre Dame versus Texas A&M.
Yep. Hey, give me Notre Dame. Give me Notre Dame. Money line.
Okay, hey, I like this. Let me go through some more games.
Okay.
There may not be any more good ones. Okay, you liked Colorado against North Dakota State.
I did.
Okay. I noticed Kansas, 22 ranked Kansas is a 45.5 point favorite
Yep.
against
Seen that.
Lindenwood.
I don't like anything over 35 ever. I did almost
No.
bet it for UT, but I didn't. I do not like anything over 35 no matter what. So,
Yeah, across the country, not really too many big games. Penn State favored by 8 against West Virginia. Oklahoma State, South Dakota State, interesting game. Oklahoma State only favored by 9.5 in that game.
ooh, that's a tough one. Oh, I don't know who I would take. I don't know enough about Oklahoma State this year. I really don't. I don't feel like I can throw out a pick there. That's a tough one. I haven't took my deep dive into all the other teams. Vanderbilt, obviously, with the whole new system, has kept me pretty busy diving into them. So it's not normally like that. But yeah, kind of blank there.
Yeah, not really any games of note other than that.
Well, there it is. You know what to bet. Listen, boys and women, women and men, if you're listening, you know where to bet. You know what to do and you know where to be. It's that simple. Where to be in lot 2 with me, or in Nealon with Britt, or at your house with the boys watching the game on TV is acceptable as well. What to do? Win. It's week 1. We want to see our teams prevail. Simple. Bets. Do you want to win money? Do you want to be able to take your girl to that nice steakhouse? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes is the answer. Well, you get them brownie points. You need the brownie points. It's football season. It's here. Take her out on that Friday night to make sure Saturday's freed up. Get her to that night steakhouse. You want to know how to do that for free? Betting with me, the locksmith. It's simple. It's really simple.
Yeah. And if you're not dating somebody,
Spend it on you.
You need some. If you're gay, you can spend the money and go with your boyfriend to the game.
True. You could do that. I would not recommend doing that, but you can do that.
Yeah, I don't really know why I said that, but yeah. Week 1 is on the horizon.
It's here. We've made it.
It's here. What do we do now? We flew through that.
Britt, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. My Siri went off on my MacBook.
All right. Well,
So,
goodbye, everybody.
Anchor down. Anchor down. I'm sorry, boys. It's a rough ending, but what an amazing EP. See you in Lot 2, 6 a.m. if you're there. If you're not, you're a bozo. Anchor down.
See you next Tuesday. Me and Joseph will be recording a new episode Wednesday.
That's right.
Hopefully.
Hopefully both of our teams are 1-0. Speaking into existence. Anchor down. Thank you, God.
Go Vols. Goodbye. Thanks, guys.